everyone, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you read the title, then you already know what we are about to talk about. So yeah, let's just hop right into the video. So this is part 2, and I left off on part 1 where me, Thing 1, Jaquan, Homeboy, Thing 2, and then my 2 friends, we all walked off to the bathroom, and I was telling Jay that after all this is over, I wanted to talk to him about something in private. So to go to the bathroom, like, it was pretty much like, it was a long walkway, and then it was like a little side door that you had to walk into. So once we got in there, Thing 1 and Thing 2 went into the bathroom. Jaquan and his homeboy also went to the bathroom. But me and my friends, we didn't have to use the bathroom, so we just stood outside the doors, like, waiting for everyone. So when we're standing out there, like, my best friend, she was like, yeah, I don't like Thing 1. And I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong with her? And she was like, well, she just had this whole Queen Bee vibe, like, she gotta be the captain of everything, like, she has to be in control of everything. And I'm like, really? Because, I mean, I kind of didn't really get that vibe from her. I mean, the Queen Bee vibe, yeah, that I did get. But, like, I don't know. Like, to me, it wasn't really a problem. And I stated this also in part 1, where I was saying that her whole personality, like, it didn't rub me the wrong way and it didn't bother me, but I completely understand how it could be a problem for some people, right? So me and my friends, we're just talking about that. So after they come out of the bathroom, like, Thing 1, Thing 2, and then Jaquan and his homeboy, like, once they come out of the bathroom, like I said before, the probate was over at that point once we decided, to go to the bathroom. So then we all ended up going back to Jay's house. So once we got to Jay's place, the drinks got flowing again, music was playing, everybody, was having a good time. And shortly after that, my friends ended up leaving and Jaquan's friends ended up leaving. It was always understood between the two of us that after the probate, and because at that point we didn't decide to go to any of the parties that was that was going on and stuff like that, but it was already like discussed between the two of us that after the probate and all that, then I was just going to spend the night at his place and then he was going to take me back home like in the morning, right? So after everyone left, like, me and him, we go in his room, he put something on the TV and we're like rolling up and stuff like that. And now I'm like, okay, it's just the two of us, it's the perfect time for me to ask him about Thing 2. So I do exactly that. And I was like, so you and Thing 2, like, y'all used to talk to each other? And he was like, I wouldn't really call it talking. Like, I wouldn't really say that we used to talk to each other. Like, why? She told you? And I told him, I was like, yeah, like, when we were at the probate and I sent you to go, like, get my friends to, like, show them where we were. Like, yeah, she ended up telling me then that y'all used to talk. So he was like, well, yeah, I mean, but that was, like, a while ago. So then I asked him, I was like, well, what happened? Like, why y'all stopped talking? What happened with that? And he pretty much was like that they started talking to each other like as soon as they met, and that she was just very needy. Like, according to him, she was very needy. He was like that he would be in class and she would text him and be like, oh, well, can you bring me this, or can you do this, or can you do that? And he was like that I guess it rubbed him the wrong way, it made him feel some type of way, and he was like that she was very needy, right? Basically, he wanted someone that was independent and she was more so dependent, like, very much dependent on him, right? So I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, yeah, I mean, but there was no hard feelings or nothing like that. Like, even after we stopped talking, like, we agreed to just be friends, and she'd been cool ever since. So then I started telling him about the whole, like, how I felt the vibe was weird, like, when like, before we went to the probate, how me and Thing 2 were sitting on the couch, and then he came and sat in between us and put his arm around me and was kissing me and all that. And then how she had this look on her face like she felt some type of way, and then she, got up to leave. And I explained that situation to him, and I told him that I felt like that was very weird. And he was like, not to take it personally, because Thing 2, like, she has other friends, so she's always leaving. Like, whenever him, Thing 2, Thing 1, and then Homeboy, like, whenever they all hang out together, like, Thing 2 was always, like, leaving to go, like, do other stuff or go to hang with her other friends. Like, she's really not a consistent factor in their, like, little friend group. Like, she's just there sometimes, but not every time. So, I shouldn't take offense to that. And don't get me wrong, I hear what he's saying, but I'm a girl. You feel me? I'm a girl, and I knew that what I was thinking was exactly what happened. Like, she felt some type of way and she decided to get up and leave. Now, whether she had other plans or whatnot, I don't know. She probably did. But I just felt like it was one heck of a coincidence for her to leave right then at that very moment. And she had only been there, like, what, at that point, 20-30 minutes? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, anyway, moving on. Oh, and I want to point out that the whole entire, like, course of me and Jaquan's relationship, that was the first and last time that I had saw Thing 2. So, and like, cause I had hung out, like, after that, which I'll get into a little bit later, but like, I had hung out multiple times with Jaquan, Thing 1, and Thing 2. Like, we had all hung out together multiple times. And sorry, not Thing 2, just Jaquan, Thing 1, and Homeboy. Like, we had all hung out multiple times, but that was the first and last time that I ever saw Thing 2. Like, I had never seen her again up, like, at that point. Never saw her again throughout the course of our entire relationship. I just want to say that. So, in my mind, I really do feel like she felt some type of way that he was, like, you know, being affectionate towards me, which honestly I thought the whole thing is weird, because I'm pretty sure he told them, like, oh, hey, I'm gonna invite my girlfriend to the kickback and then she's gonna come with us to the probate. Like, I'm pretty sure he said something. So for her to, like, come to the kickback and then feel some type of way that he's being a boyfriend to his girlfriend, like, I don't know, I felt like it was weird, and I felt like maybe she still had some lingering feelings for him. And if that's the case, then why come to the kickback if you know that he's gonna bring his girlfriend? Like, I don't know, I just felt like the whole thing was very weird. So, moving on. So, me and Jay, we continue to hang out more, like, outside of work, even after the whole probate time and me hanging out with his friends. Like, we continued to hang out with each other. He ended up having another female friend, and she don't really need no name because this is the only time that she ever comes up in the story. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna save that till later. I'm gonna save that for later because there's something that comes in with her later, so I'm gonna save that then. So time is going on. Me and Jay, you know, we're getting closer. Our relationship is going very, very well. So one day he tells me that, like, I'm not sure what was going on campus, but I think it was just something going on with, like, just the colleges together, because even the university that he went to, and then there was another university that was like maybe 15-20 minutes away, and they also were like having a whole lot of parties and stuff like that and festivities that night. So I don't know if there was just something going on. He didn't really explain that to me. He just said that, you know, they were gonna have a kickback at his house, they were gonna pregame, and then we were gonna leave and go to, like, parties and stuff like that. He told me that it was gonna be me, him, Thing 1, and Homeboy, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So everyone comes to his place and stuff like that. And also, let me also say this, it was also understood that I was gonna spend the night at his house. Anytime where I were to go, like, anytime I were to go anywhere with Jay, as far as like parties and stuff like that, then it was always understood that I would spend the night with him and then he would just take me home in the morning. So, of course, I was the first one to arrive, and then Thing 1 and Homeboy end up showing up. We're pre-gaming, we got the drinks flowing, but Homeboy was not drinking. Like, he was gonna be the designated driver to, like, these parties and stuff like that. So, me, Thing 1, and Jaquan were the ones that are drinking. Me and Jaquan were rolling up, and then Thing 1 decides to smoke with us. So, but of course, Homeboy is the sober one, so he's not drinking, he's not smoking, he's not, you know, doing anything. So now it gets to the point where we're all very lit except for Homeboy, like, very lit. I think that Thing 1, she was the drunkest out of all of us, and I was I was drunk, but I was drunk to the point where my vision was messed up, like, but I wasn't drunk to the point where I couldn't stand or I couldn't walk or, like, stuff like that, but, like, my vision was definitely blurred. And then I believe Jay was, like, feeling the same way, basically. So Thing 1 was like that she wanted to go to, should I say the name? No, I'm gonna just call it a different university. So she said that she wanted to go to a different university because she had some friends that went there and that they could get us into a party there. So Homeboy isn't really convinced. He's like, oh, like, who are these people? Like, are you for sure that they can get us in? Like, it's a definite yes that they can get us into this party. You know, Thing 1 is like brushing him off, like, yeah, like, we good. Like, you know, they finna get us in. Like, everything's gonna be cool. So I'm just going along for the ride. Like, whatever, we're gonna have fun. Yay. Jaquan is like, he's going along with it. But homeboy was like, I don't know. And maybe that's because he's a sober one, if that makes sense. Like, maybe he's the one that was like questioning everything because he had a sober mind and the rest of us were very much drunk. So we all pile into homeboy's car and now we're driving to the university. Now, the whole time that we're driving to the university, so homeboy is driving, then one is sitting in the passenger seat, and then me and Jaquan are sitting in the back seat. So the whole entire time that we're driving up there, I could tell that Thing One was like on her phone. Like she was, I don't know who she was texting, obviously, but like she was in her phone, like she was texting, like, and I'm talking about like she's like all in her phone, right? But I'm like, whatever, I'm not paying it on mine, not really my business, right? So we're all talking, singing along to the music, having a good time. So then Jaquan was like, Jaquan was pretty much was saying that he was hungry and that he wanted something to eat. So, which makes sense because, we have been drinking. So, homeboy was like, oh, they got a taco truck, like they got a taco stand, like we can get some tacos or something, get something to eat before we go into the party, because y'all are probably gonna be drinking when y'all get there too, and yeah, like y'all need something on y'all stomach. Talking about me and Thing One, right? So, I'm laughing, I'm like, oh, we're good, but I wouldn't mind getting nothing to eat. Like, who's gonna turn down food, right? So we get to the university. We pull into a parking spot that's literally directly across from the taco stand. So me, Thing One, Jaquan, and homeboy. So we get out and we walk to the taco stand. So as we're standing, because it was a long line, so as we're standing in line, homeboy is like standing next to us. I'm in the middle, and then Jaquan is standing on the other side of me. So he's like, because you know how most taco trucks, they have like the menu and stuff like that on the side. So Jay, he's trying to get a view of the menu, but like not trying to like lose our places in line, if that makes sense. So he's pretty much asking everyone like, oh, what do you guys want? They have this, they have that. It's this much, stuff like that. So we're all discussing what we want. And then homeboy, he was like, he turns around and he looks and he was like, where's Thing One? And Jay turns around and looks and he's like, I don't know, like I thought she was next to you. And Jay was like, nah, like, hold on, come on. He's like, hold on, come here for a minute. And then we all step out of line. So we're all step out of line. And now he's like scanning around trying to look for Thing One. So then homeboy spots her walking into, how do I explain it? It was an apartment building. But these, like, okay, so the whole entire area were apartments, but they were on campus apartments for students. So he sees her walking into the building of an apartment. So he was like, oh shoot, there she go right there. So the homeboy was like, where's she going? Like, is the party in there? Like, is she finna leave us and go into the party? And Jay was like, I don't know, but like, let's come on and see where she's going. So me, Jay, and homeboy, now we're walking towards this apartment building. They're walking fast. They're tall, so they have long legs. And I'm short with little legs. So I'm trying to like keep up with them as fast as I can because my legs are not taking me that far. Not to mention I'm drunk, so my vision is blurred. So we walk inside of the building. So when we get inside of the building, we don't see Thing One. So now we're standing, like when you first walk in, like we're standing there at the bottom. There's like doors to like apartments at the bottom. And then there's like 2 flights of stairs. And I'm pretty sure there was like more apartments like up there as well. So as we get there, because we're still standing downstairs, we're looking around, and Jay tells homeboy, he was like, call her, because I don't know which door she went in. So Jay takes out his phone, and as soon as he's about to call her, there was a door that was directly across from us, right? So the door swings open. And this big dude, we're just gonna call him Big Dude, because he don't really need a name. So this big dude is like on the other side of the door. So now Thing One is standing outside the door is open, and then Big Dude is standing in the doorway. So Big Dude and Thing One, they're arguing back and forth, right? So he was like, get the fuck out of here. I told you I didn't want you to be here. You should never fucking came over here. This, that, and the third. And Thing One, very much drunk, is trying to push her way inside of this dude's house. So she got her hands on the door and she's trying to push the door open. And she's like, let me in, let me in. I want to come in. I want to come in. And then big dude was like, nah, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Like, it's like, nah, but he's like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And now these two are playing tug of war with this door. Like, thing one is trying to push the door open. He's trying to push the door closed. Like, it's a lot going on. So at that point, homeboy jumps in. Homeboy jumps in and he like tries to grab thing one so that she can let the door go. And then she was like, but my bag, I left my bag in there. And big dude, he like reaches down by the door and he grabs her purse and he like throws her purse out the door and slams it, right? So she bends down, she starts picking up her purse because everything that she had in her purse fell out once he threw it and it hit the ground. So she's on the ground picking up everything in her purse. And then homeboy was like, I forgot what homeboy asked her, something like what were you doing in there? Like, why are you trying to go in there? He was like, what are you doing in there? Like, why are you trying to go in there? And I forgot what she was saying. Like, honestly, I forgot what she was saying because, like I said, I was very much drunk. But after she put everything in her purse, you would think that this girl would leave. No. She goes back over to the door. She's banging on the door. Let me come in. I want to come back in. And she's like, do all of this shit, right? So big dude comes back to the door and he swings the door open again. He was like, yo, you need to leave. Like, you need to leave. And then he sees homeboy sitting there. He was like, yo, get her the fuck out of here. Like, take her and y'all need to leave. Like, y'all need to get the fuck out of here. She's up here banging on my fucking door. Like, I got neighbors. Get her the fuck out of here. So while he's saying all of that, thing one is still trying to push her way into this man's house. Still, right? So homeboy, he steps back in, and now Jay steps back in too, right? Now, at this time, I'm just standing there. So homeboy goes over to thing one, and he's like, come on, like, we need to leave, like, we need to go. He don't want you in there. Like, come on, let's go. So he's pulling her. Once she gets away from the door, big dude slams the door again, right? So we didn't leave the apartment building. Like, we're still inside the building, but we're no longer in front of his door. Like, we're off to the side. And homeboy is like trying to talk to thing one, and he was like, come on, like, we need to go. Like, what are you doing over here? Like, I thought you said that you wanted to come up here to go to a party. Like, what the fuck is going on? So while they're having their conversation, for some reason, big dude comes back out the door. And my whole thing is, if you don't want this girl to be here, like, you clearly got her away from the door, right? So why wouldn't you just stay inside? Like, I'm not understanding. So big dude comes back out the door. He shuts the door behind him, and now he's also standing in the hallway. So he walks over to thing one, and now they're arguing back and forth. Like, big dude and thing one, they're arguing back and forth. Jay is like standing, not Jay, sorry. Homeboy is standing in the middle. So homeboy's standing in the middle of them. They're arguing back and forth. Me and Jay are just standing there against the wall, like, watching everything happen. Now, while all this is going on, the door to the apartment building opens, and I see some short brown-skinned girl come walking through, right? Now, at first, I'm thinking maybe she lives there, or maybe she knows somebody that lives there. I don't know, like, lives in the building, right? I don't know. But as she starts coming closer, I'm looking at her body language, I'm looking at her demeanor, and I'm like, oh, nah, like, she's about to, like, get into this argument or do something, like, whatever she's coming here for, it got something to do with this argument. So she comes and she stands next to big dude, right? She stands next to big dude, and now big dude and the short girl, we're just gonna call her short girl because she don't need a name either. So big dude and short girl, they both are arguing back and forth with thing one, right? And homeboy, God bless him, homeboy is standing in the middle trying to break these two up. Clearly it's not working. Clearly it's not working. So I don't know if it's because, clearly it was because I was drunk. I was gonna say I don't know if it's because I was drunk, but clearly it was because I was drunk, because I'm watching everything happen. I'm watching everybody's body language. And to me, what I clearly see about to happen is that big dude and short girl, they are about to jump, what's her name? They're about to jump thing one. So I look at the short girl and I'm like, and what the fuck are you gonna do? And what the fuck are you gonna do? Because she walked up like she was finna do something, right? Not to me, but the thing one. So then she looks at me and me and her starting to argue back and forth. And then Jay, oh my God. Then Jay decides he wants to step in front of me. Like, nigga, move. I didn't need your help. I didn't ask you to do none of that. So Jay steps in front of me, right? And I'm trying to fucking argue with this girl. But obviously, Jay is in my way now. So I can't see shit. So once Jay stepped in front of me, all hell broke loose. Once I try, because now Jay's in front of me, I'm trying to get to this girl. Jay is not letting me get nowhere. So like, I'm going this way, he's going this way. I'm going this way, he's going that way. Like, so I'm trying to get around him to get to the short girl, right? But then, like, as I go this way, I see somehow, I don't know how this happened, but somehow Homeboy was no longer breaking nothing up. Like, Homeboy was standing off to the side. And then big dude swung on thing one. So big dude swung on thing one. When he swung on thing one, and now I guess from what it looked like he was hitting thing one. So at that point, that's when Homeboy rushed over to break up the fight. When Homeboy rushed over to break up the fight, the short girl ran over, and now she's, how do I explain it? Now she's also fight thing one. So big dude and short girl, they're now jumping thing one. So I know it's a lot. So while all this is going on, finally Jay steps in and he's now helping Homeboy get big dude off of thing one. So once they get big dude off of thing one, now the short girl and thing one are fighting. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100% honest. Thing one was getting her ass whooped. Thing one was getting beat up. And I don't know if it's because she was drunk. I don't know, but she was getting beat up. And regardless of whatever happened, if you're my friend, I'm not gonna let you get beat up. Period. So I jump in the fight. And now I'm mink. Like, yeah, now all of us are fighting, right? So then I guess Jay notices that I got into the fight too. So now Jay comes over and Jay grabs me by my waist, pulls me off the girl. So I'm like, Jay, would you please? So Jay pulls me off the girl. So when Jay pulls me off the girl gets up because how do I explain it? So as I'm hitting her, she falls to the ground. And then me and Thing One are both on top of her hitting her. So once Jay grabbed me by my waist and like pretty much snatched me off of her, she stood up and now she's beating Thing One up again. Like, and in my mind I'm thinking, Thing One, sober up. Like, sober up, you're getting beat up. Like, please. So she gets up and she starts beating up Thing One again, and Thing One got tore. Like, she got tore. And I'm trying to get around Jay to get back into the fight to help Thing One. But Jay is not letting me go nowhere. Like, and I was so mad at Jay. Like, I was so mad at him. But he would not let me get into this fight. Like, he would not let me get in that shit, period. So then, once a big boy sees that, oh, and I later found out that we're just gonna say short girl, and I'm gonna tell you why I later found out when it becomes later. So now big dude sees that the short girl is beating up Thing One. You feel me? So now he's, going back over there. And once again, he's also starts putting hands on Thing One. So now they're back to jumping her. Big dude and short girl are back to jumping Thing One again, right? Homeboy trying his best to break some shit up. He can't do it by himself, right? So now I'm trying to get over there. Now me and Jay, Jay is trying his hardest to keep me out of this fight. But I'm not going for that shit. I'm not going for it. So I'm trying my hardest to get over there to them. So I get this close. So, and I look, because Jay is standing in front of me. So I look around Jay and I see that big boy is standing on the opposite side of Jay, right? So I'm like, perfect. So now this is so funny to me. So I see that big boy is there. So I'm like, bet. So now I'm fucking mink, right hooking the fuck out of big dude, right? Because I'm like, nah, like, you not finna put your hands on my friend, period. It's not finna happen. So now I'm sitting up here punching big dude in his face, right? So at first At first, big dude was like just brushing that shit off, but then eventually he turned around and was like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then he turns around now, he's trying to fight me, right? And you know me, I'm squaring the fuck up because I'm like, yeah, like, let's do this. So, like, I'm squaring the fuck up. And here come Jay again. Oh my god. It's so fucking annoying. So then Jay, he's turned like, cause when Big Dude turns around, I guess he didn't know that Jay was behind him. So him and Jay turn around at the exact same time. So Big Dude's like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then he turns around and then Jay also turns around, right? So now he's like face to face, right? So now Big Boy's mad. Big Dude, he's mad now. Obviously, cause I just punched you in your face I don't know how many times. So now he's mad. So then I don't know, somehow he ends up hitting Jay. I don't know if he punched him or he smacked him. I don't know because I didn't see that part. All I know is that I seen that when he hit Jay, I seen that Jay's glasses flew off his face and like flew across the floor. And this is when I knew. This is the day that I knew that Jay's a bitch. Like, he's a bitch. Because some dude just hit you in your face and knocked your glasses off and you didn't do nothing. You did nothing. Like, Jay literally sat there. Like, once his glasses flew off, like, I guess the dude was gonna hit him again or some shit like that. And Jay was like, no, 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 like, we good. Like, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. What? You what? Let's pack it up. Let's pack it up because what is really going on? What is this? Why? So now I'm mad. Like, if I wasn't mad before, now I'm really mad because you just let this big ass nigga bitch you. Like, what? All right, you got it, bruh. You got it. So once he said he didn't want no smoke, Big Dude turned back around. And at this point, homeboy had finally broke up short girl and oh, I'm gonna say her name. He finally broke up short girl and thing one. So he breaks up the fight or whatever like that. I turn around and I look and I see Jay on the ground picking up his glasses, whatever the case may be. And my wig was on the floor, like my lace front was on the floor. So I had Jay go pick up my lace front. And now I'm really taking in the scenery. And I see that there's people everywhere. Everywhere. Like, I don't know where these people came from. I don't know how long they had been there, but there's people like standing outside their apartment doors. There's people on like the staircase. There's people looking over at the balcony, like flashlights on, recording this fight. Shit was crazy. Anyway, so we leave out. We all climb back into Homeboy's car, and now we're going back to Jay's place. So as we get in the car, as we're in the car driving back to Jay's place, like thing one is like all in the, what do you call it? Like, you know, the visor that you use to shield the sun. She's all in there, like looking at her face, making sure her face is good. And then Homeboy is snapping. Homeboy is going off of there. He was like, why the fuck did you have us come up here if you was gonna start some fucking shit? Like, you told us that we was coming up here to go to a fucking party. If you wanted to come up here for a nigga, you should have just said that. Like, Homeboy is snapping. Like, he's fucking snapping. So thing one was like, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. Like, if I knew that was gonna happen, like, I would have never said that I wanted to come here. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So then she turns around and she looks at me and she was like, thank you for jumping into the fight. Like, I really appreciate it. If you didn't jump in, I would have gotten beat up. And I'm like, of course, no problem. Like, you know, you good. Like, you don't have to thank me. Like, you straight. So the whole ride back, we're still talking about what happened. So we get back to Jay's place. And we're all in Jay's room chilling. We're rolling up at this point because now I need a blunt. Like, I need to smoke now. So we rolling up and we smoking and shit like that. We're all just talking about it, and she's still thanking me again for jumping in the fight. So homeboy ended up taking thing one home, right? So after he takes thing one home, I look over at Jay and I'm like, why you didn't jump in the fight to help? Because from what I had perceived, Jay wasn't doing nothing but trying to break shit up. I'm not worried about homeboy breaking shit up because, I mean, that's not my nigga. But for you to be my nigga, I want to know, like, what was going through your mind? You feel me? And when that nigga knocked your glasses off your face, why would you telling him you didn't want no smoke? Like, I want to know. So I started questioning him. I'm like, so why you didn't jump in the fight? And he was like, because. So then Jay goes, he was like, well, he was like, because I told you, like, thing one, her personality is just too much sometimes. And I don't know what they were fighting about, but clearly he didn't want her inside of his house. So I promise you, like, whatever the fight was about, I promise you that it was her fault. It was thing one's fault. She has something to do with everything that went down. So no, I wasn't jumping in to help her fight. I only jumped in the fight when I saw you fighting. So then I said, so if I wasn't there and if I didn't jump in a fight, you were just gonna stand there and let them jump her? And he was like, yeah, like that shit don't got nothing to do with me. And I seen that homeboy was breaking it up, so yeah, I would have just stood there. And when he said that, I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but friend or not, like if I consider you to be a close friend of mine, right, and we're hanging out all the time, and you get into a fight, whether you started the fight or the shit just, I don't know, it just came to you. But if you're in a fight and I see that you're getting beat up, I see that you're getting jumped, I'm jumping in that bitch. Period. And if we get beat up, bitch, we get beat up together. Like, I don't know. But if not, then I'm going, like, feel me? I'm finna do my shit. I'm finna do my big one. Cause you're my bitch. And the fact that he was like, that if I didn't get in the fight, that he would have just stood there and let them jump her. That whole night, like, after that, that's when I started looking at Jay differently. I was like, oh yeah, this is not, like, this nigga ain't who I thought he was. Like, he's a bitch. Like, he's not who I thought he was, like, at all. At all. So moving on from that whole situation, the rest of our relationship starts to go pretty well for the most part. It starts to go pretty well. So some time goes by, like I think it was like maybe a couple more months had gone by, and then me and Jay ended up having a conversation. So we ended up having a conversation about what we had planned, or what, how do I explain it? Where we seen ourselves in like the next 5 years or like the next 10 years. And it was brought to my attention that me and Jay had different plans for the future. It's like we have very much different plans for the future. Like, I've always wanted to get married, have children, and just have like a family. Just have a family, a very big family at that. And from talking to Jay, what I got from him was that he wanted that, but like he was more so focused on, school and his career, which is completely fine. Like, he pretty much was saying that, because like I said, he was a junior, right? So he wanted to finish college, get his bachelor's degree. Yeah, get his bachelor's degree. Then he wanted to what? Why can't I talk? What is wrong with me? He wanted to go back to school to get his master's degree. So he wanted to go to graduate school. Then he wanted to get settled into his career. And then he wanted to, get married, have a family, and all of that, right? And I want to be 100% clear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I understand if you want to make sure your life is established before you get married, have children. That's perfectly fine. But that did not line up with the goals that I wanted, right? Because if we really sit here and break it down, right? He was a junior. So that's two more years of college, right? There's 2 more years of college. Then he wanted to go to graduate school and get his master's. That's another 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We're now at 6 years. And now he said he wanted to be established into his career. Now, let's say at minimum, it would take about a year to get settled into his career. That's 7 years. 7. So what I got from that is he wanted me to be in a 7-year relationship with him without any signs of commitment. No promise ring, no engagement ring, no nothing. And it's be like, oh, well, when he gets his stuff together, I'm not doing that. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not doing that. No. Mm-mm. And it's different. It's different if he would be able to say, like, well, we can get engaged and then be engaged for like 2 years, and then get married. No. You want me to be with you for 7 years without any form of commitment? Bye. Like, no, for real. No, for real. Like, I'm not doing that. So after that conversation, during that conversation, I pretty much told him, like, I think that it would be best if we would just go back to being friends. because clearly our futures do not align. Like, we have very much different plans for the future. And I also assured him that what he wanted for himself was not like, there was nothing wrong with that, but just me, like, I just didn't want that. So it would be better for him to find someone that was okay with that, because clearly I wasn't. So at that point he was just like, well, can we just stay together until I graduate college? And I again said no, because to me that doesn't make sense to me. Like, so you want to continue our relationship and then break up in 2 years? Like, you want to continue this relationship knowing that in 2 years, once you graduate, we're gonna break up? Like, why do that? We could just break up now. Like that makes no sense to me. Like, why sit up here and fake this shit? Like, literally fake it for a whole 2 year period, and then after you graduate, we break up. Like, no. For all that, we might as well break up now. Might as well break up now. My feelings aren't too deep into it. I don't know about him, but I have feelings for him. Yes. Did I love him? Yes. But I was not in love with him. So my feelings are not too deep into this to the point where if we break up, I'm going to be like hurt and depressed. Like, it wasn't like that. You feel me? So once he seen that I wasn't going for the whole, oh, let's just stay together till I graduate college thing, then we ended up breaking up and we ended up continuing to be friends, right? So while we're being friends, we're continuing to hang out. We're doing everything that we are doing everything that we were doing before. The only thing is that we were no longer sleeping together, right? And I get that that can be confusing, but my thing is, before, when I was sleeping with him, we were friends, it was because I wanted to be in a relationship. But now that we've already been in a relationship, and I know that it's not gonna work with us, we can go, like, now we can be regular friends. Like, now I'm not, like, we don't have to sleep together, like, we don't have to do none of that now. So obviously that was very much confusing for him. Because there was one night, now mind you, I want to say this, now that we are like just regular, like, now that we are just regular, like, friends, and now that we are like just regular friends, like, I was no longer spending the night at his place. Like, even if I would come over and we would cook a meal together and like watch TV and stuff like that, or like watch a movie or something, right after the movie was over, then I would ask him to take me home. Like, I wasn't sleeping over at his place. We weren't sleeping together. Obviously, we weren't kissing or being, affectionate, or like, any of that. And there was one time though. There was one time where we ended up getting drunk. So we ended up getting drunk, having a couple of drinks, and obviously he couldn't take me home because I didn't want him drinking and driving. So I ended up spending the night at his place. And everything was fine. Like, it wasn't really weird until he made it weird. Like, I was sleeping and I felt him kiss me. So once he kissed me, I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, did he just kiss me? And then he kissed me again the second time. So after the second time he kissed me, I turned around and like for example, let's say that I was sleeping facing him. Once he kissed me the second time, I turned around so that I was facing the other way, right? And I pretended to be asleep, because it's like, no, this is not that. Like, we're not about to do none of that at all. So that whole thing right there, and don't get me wrong, like, as I was laying there pretending to be asleep, I was thinking like, damn, like, he's gonna think that I rejected him. But I mean, I don't want to talk about it because I'm supposed to be asleep. So I don't want to talk about it because I'm supposed to be asleep. So I mean, there's that. But little did I know that kiss is gonna set off a lot of other stuff. So we're still continuing to be friends. And now 4th of July is coming up. So 4th of July is coming up, and up until this point, since we have been together, and even when we were friends, we were spending like every holiday together. So I start asking him, like, did he have any plans for the 4th of July? And he tells me that he wants to go to the beach, because, at the beach every year they have like a fireworks show, and he had never been, but he had heard that it was lit, so he wanted to go check it. So it was supposed to be me, him, Thing One, and he had another friend. He don't really need a name either. Like, so just to keep it real, like, short and simple. So before Jay ended up transferring to Salisbury University, he used to go to Morgan State University up in Baltimore, and he obviously still had friends there. So we ended up, because me and Jay, I forgot to mention this too. Oh my god, so many things I forgot to mention. So when me and Jay were in a relationship, and when we were a couple, we would go to like events, stuff like that. Like he would hang out with my friends and I would hang out with his friends. But in addition to that, me and Jay would take a lot of out of town trips. Like we were 2 hours away from Baltimore. So we would travel to Baltimore like frequently. Like we would take weekend trips to Baltimore, go to the aquarium, get a hotel, like, stuff like that. And on one of our trips, he ended up introducing me to his friend. I don't know. He don't really need a name, but he ended up introducing me to his friend that he went to Morgan State University with. And then some time had passed and they were having some sort of event at Salisbury University, and then his friend ended up coming down there, and me, him, and his friend all ended up chilling together. So his friend was very much familiar with me. So going to the beach for 4th of July, it was supposed to be me, Jay, Thing One, that friend from Morgan State, and it was supposed to be like some other friends. I guess that friend had other friends that he wanted to invite as well. That is who was supposed to go. Now, after I had rejected Jay, when he started kissing me, everything started to feel weird and it started to feel off with him. Like, he went from texting me all the time to now he's barely responding to my texts. Like, which was fine because we weren't a couple anymore, so I was pretty much doing my own thing as well. Like because we were just friends, I wasn't really like it wasn't really like bothering me that he wasn't texting me all the time anymore like he used to. It was something that I noticed, but it wasn't exactly a problem. I was just like, okay, well, maybe he got other stuff going on in his life. I don't know. So yeah, excuse me. So now July 3rd comes around, the day before 4th of July. So July 3rd comes around and I'm at home and it's at night. And I'm like, Jay barely texted me today about our plans for tomorrow. Like, let me text him to make sure that we're still going. So I text Jay and I'm like, hey, are we still hanging out tomorrow for 4th of July? And he texted me back and he was like, yeah, I was still thinking about going, but I mean, now his friend that goes to Morgan State, he was like that he's not coming now because he has something that he had to do. So it was just gonna be me, him, and Thing One if we all did go. So I'm like, okay, like that's fine, I don't mind. Because all three of us had hung out before multiple. So how do I explain it? Like, I don't remember exactly what was said back and forth through the text messages between me and Jay at that point. But like, let's just say Jay, like how the vibe was. It felt like Jay no longer wanted me to go, like to hang out with them or go to the beach with them for 4th of July. Like he no longer wanted me to go, but he did not want to come out and say that he didn't want me to go. Right? So like how do I, like, and I mean it, like he kept trying to give like every excuse in the book, like it's just gonna be us and it's gonna be this and this, like, you feel me? Like it really felt like he wanted me, he wanted to tell me like it's gonna be just us there, and then for me to be like, oh well, I don't want to be around just y'all, like that seems boring, so I'm probably just gonna find something else to do. Like that's what it was giving. Like he wanted me to say that I wasn't gonna come, right? Because obviously he did not want me to go. But my thing is, no, if you invite me somewhere and then you change your mind and now you don't want me to go, like I'm gonna need you to say it with your chest. Like I'm gonna need you to speak up and tell me that you don't want me to go, and then tell me why you don't want me to go, period. And because he wasn't doing that, by the end of the text conversation it was pretty clear, like, oh, I'm gonna come pick you up at this time and we finna go. So yeah. So mind you, and I forgot to say that. Well, no, I'll put that in the next video. So I'm gonna end the video here, and this is part 2. I was in a love triangle. So stay tuned for part 3. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye. Oh, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Now bye.